And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Blizzard warnings are out here for the Bristol Bay area and the Yukon Delta and Nunivak Island for tomorrow afternoon and night. And winter storm watches are out for the Yukon Delta, coastal areas, St. Lawrence Island, and the Seward Peninsula for later tomorrow and tomorrow night as well. More likely on, tomorrow night and Wednesday for these areas here. And winter weather advisory there for Buckland over to about Shishmaref. And from there, satellite imagery showing several bands of moisture here streaming into the Bering Sea here with bringing some snow and warmer temperatures into the Pribilof Islands today with areas of rain back to the west, and then a big area of clouds there with a huge storm that's going to be coming into the Aleutians and southwest Bering Sea overnight tonight with pretty strong winds, otherwise high pressure. And lighter wind conditions developing along the southwest coast here, but still a lot of snow showers coming down into the Alaska Peninsula, but starting to clear out here over areas of the southwest part of the state on up, especially around St. Lawrence Island. Along with that, pretty cold temperatures extend up to the western Arctic coast, North Slope areas there. And then we've got moisture, another system bringing more rain into the Panhandle today. Another system bringing snow into areas of south central Alaska, rain and snow on the North Gulf Coast. Heavy snow this afternoon reported at Homer, while light snow fell at Seward, and rain and snow at Portage and Whittier in those areas. And dry conditions up over the eastern interior, some areas again rising into the upper 30s to lower 40s. And on the chart today, here's this other system that's bringing the rain into the southeast coast today from the Queen Charlottes all the way up to Skagway, Haines, and those areas, rain and snow along the North Gulf Coast. Prince William Sound, tightening gradient here, colder air starting to filter into Cook Inlet, modified Arctic air, and that's resulting in the heavy snow down at Homer now, and snow increasing slowly from south to north here as upper level trough swings through. And areas of snow back over the Kuskokwim Valley all the way up into the Brooks Range. Weak system here bringing some light snow to the western central Arctic coast and North Slope areas. High pressure, drying it out and clearing it out in the west. And still a lot of snow showers coming down on those gusty north winds here into the Alaska Peninsula. And this front weakening as it moves eastward here with rain and snow into the Adak-Yatka area, some light snow pushing into the Pribilof Islands with the winds going from gusty north to southeast now, 15 to 20 miles an hour. A little bit of a break behind that, but still a lot of thick cirrus here. And then the next system tonight, we'll see, just comes onto the chart there, 951 millibars, and very strong winds move into the Shemya and the Shemya 2 area tonight with hurricane force wind warnings out for the marine zones there, high wind warning out for the islands, and wind and rain on the increase into the central Aleutians later tonight. This front weakening, falling apart as it passes the Pribilofs, and no precipitation will reach the Nunivak Island. Maybe some light snow gets up into the St. Lawrence Island area, and gusty south winds. Temperatures rise to near or into the lower 30s there for the Pribilof Islands with rain and snow. Eastern Aleutians, the Alaska Peninsula, but pretty light, and wind's not much of a factor in this portion of the front as it continues to wash out. High pressure, cold temperatures tonight, well below zero over the western part of the state, and even colder here on the east side as this colder air shifts eastward there with a lot of snow showers continuing over the central and eastern interior, but slowly ending from west to east here. And snow showers, Kenai Peninsula, North Gulf Coast. Rain and snow showers scattered along the eastern North Gulf Coast into the Panhandle. Another system here brings more rain into the southern southeast coastal areas there down to the Queen Charlottes. And then for tomorrow, that low slowly lifts northward here, right off the south coast to close to Prince of Wales Island. So periods of rain will continue down in that area with a mixture of conditions possibly over the central southeast coast, but dry to the north. And drying out for the North Gulf Coast, south central Alaska. And again, these snow showers slowly shifting eastward, but continuing through the day over the eastern part of the state. Weak trough up here keeps snow going for the eastern Arctic coast down to about Eagle, Old Crow, and those areas, but should end around the mid-Tanana Valley there with a fair amount of clearing. Should show up here from Kodiak Island and south central Alaska all the way up to the western Arctic coast as wind and snow increases here along the southwest coast with southeast winds gusting to 55 miles per hour as this front approaches Nunivak Island and the area from Cape Newenham right up to St. Lawrence Island. Milder temperatures here behind the front, strong southwest winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour for the Pribilof. So look for periods of rain there, rainy and windy conditions with warmer temperatures into the mid-40s here for the eastern Aleutians, spreading into the Alaska Peninsula. Gusty winds and showers behind it, and still very strong winds, although this low is starting to pull up to the northeast here for the western Aleutians. And as that low kind of hangs back to the west, this front is going to really start to fall apart tomorrow night. And then on Wednesday, it breaks up pretty good. Just maybe a band of clouds coming across south central Alaska with that, with most of the moisture staying back along and either to the west or northwest of the Alaska Range. So periods of snow here, northern Kuskokwim Valley, back up across the Seward Peninsula, Koyukuk, Kobuk Valleys out to the northwest coast. Areas of light snow for the North Gulf Coast there, but staying dry on the east side here. Clouds gradually increasing. Another low develops and brings some more rain and snow into the Pribilof Islands with gusty winds, wet conditions for the eastern Aleutians into the Alaska Peninsula. And then showery with gusty west winds behind that system. For the southeast coast, a pretty nice day coming up Wednesday there with mostly sunny skies. Still a risk of a shower with a weak trough down toward the Misty Fjords area. Lows tonight down that way in the 30s for the Panhandle, otherwise 15 to 20 here for south central and southeastern or southeast interior and Cook Inlet into the Susitna Valley, lower 20s down toward Homer, but upper teens for Kodiak Island and 0 to 5 below in Bristol Bay on out along the southwest coast here with lows of 10 to 15 below in the Kuskokwim Valley, 15 to 20 below over the west central interior areas. And about 10 to 20 below there for the north slope in the Arctic coast, even cooling down here in the east side down into the, or temperature should fall below 10 degrees north of the Alaska Range, Eagle, Northway, and Tok. And lows in the 30s out to the west. Highs for tomorrow, lower 20s, St. Lawrence Island, upper 20s to lower 30s for the southwest coast, pushing 40 for the Pribilofs and into the 40s for the Aleutians, mid 40s around Unalaska, and near 40 for Shemya, with highs staying in the teens over much of interior Alaska, south and east of the Alaska Range, highs in the lower to mid 30s and in the 40s for the Panhandle. And then the lows on Wednesday morning, coldest now in the east, are actually kind of contrasted from north to south now, but still down to 15 to 20 for south central Alaska. Lower teens, or teens to lower 20s for the southwest coast, mid-teens for St. Lawrence Island, and upper 20s, lower 30s for the Panhandle. Lows around 40 for Cold Bay. And then for Wednesday afternoon, in the 40s for the Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula, mid-40s up into Bristol Bay around King Salmon. Eastward to Kodiak, a little cooler for Dillingham near 39. Mid to upper 30s over the southwest interior and the Kuskokwim Valley, as well as south central Alaska. Highs in the 40s for the southeast coast. And again, that'll be the warmest location in the state.